Good morning, millennials.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to do that. I didn't get to do that last time. I didn't even warn you that I was going to do it.
I didn't know you were going to do it because usually on a guest co-host remote setup, I'll go it on my own. But why didn't you get to do it when you posted with Claudia?
I don't know. I don't think I was invited to do it. Did she do it? Did you guys just like, don't you just edit that in sometimes?
Yes, when we are remote because it's hard to sync it up at the exact same time. But you were in New York when you came on the toast.
I don't think she did it.
You were robbed.
I don't think she did it. I was fully robbed, but I wish I actually would have prepared a little bit more. The moment just came so quickly just now.
Well, that's because I sprung it on you because I didn't know you were going to join me. I think you should get your own.
Oh, okay. Good morning, millennials.
That's
welcome
nice.
to the, well, now it's the toast. It was the morning toast, but I'm here. I'm so happy to be here. I'm the biggest fan.
Oh, I'm so happy that you are here. Ending off guest co-host weeks, Jackson Stassi back again. We've podcasted together.
Weird. Not gonna lie.
Jackson Stassi. Oh my God, it does. Oh my God, sorry. Sore subject.
Triggered.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, I need to mind myself and like really think before I speak. But we are here together podcasting. We've never done the toast together, but I've done your show and twice. Yeah. So now the roles have reversed and I get to ask you all the questions that I want to ask you. And I've done something so crazy that I've been dying to do all week. And that is I've canceled the Fast Five. And I'm just thrilled to bits because not only do I want to talk to Stassi for an hour and a half just about like Jackson Stassi things, and we have so many tings in common.
Wait, do you know how much I wanted? I almost used the word tings in real life. And I'm like, I need to not. I sound like a carbon copy of you guys. And it's like, it's creepy. Like it's creepy. But I want to use tings all the time. It's your language, the words that you guys use. It's in my soul now.
Well, that's part of the fun, and people don't like how much I use the word tings.
I love it.
The problem is I don't like the word thing. Like it's such a nothing throwaway word, and it's like if I'm using the word thing, I should be coming up with a better word, but I'm lazy, so it's ting.
No, ting. It just there's a flair to it. There's like a celebratory vibe to it.
Yeah, it makes things fun.
Yeah, it does.
But I know people are kind of sick of it. I want to say, like everything else, I will cycle through it, but I understand that it's taking a long time. I need a better synonym for thing, object. Okay. Well, it's different every time.
I think it just has to be, it'll come organically to you.
Yeah, it always does.
It always does with you guys. Like, you just got to let it evolve on its own. You can't force anything. On the toast. Okay?
It's so true, which is why I'm not forcing the Fast Five today, okay? Like the stories all week have been take them or leave them. It's Friday, and by the time this episode comes out, the only thing people will be talking about is Taylor Swift's new album.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. The way that I've felt like this over the last month, I don't know how you guys have been able to do your show every day. Every time I go online, check the things, the pop culture things, there is quite literally nothing I'm interested in. Like nothing. The celebs out there, boring. They're not getting into anything. What's going on?
I know. You know who's really holding it? You know who's holding it down?
I'm trying to think of who could be.
Not a person, a category of celebrities.
No.
Reality stars.
Like who?
Love is Blind held it down for a while.
Okay, that was like a month ago.
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, I
like
know.
Lala and her belly going around town is doing it for me.
For sure.
Coupled with watching the season, it's giving me something.
For sure. I guess it just that doesn't count for me since
you're too close to
my
it.
Friend. So yeah, it's so I can't indulge in that part of it. It just feel it's no, I wish I can't.
Yeah, you're missing out. It's fun over here. But other things, no, I definitely feel like there's been a lull in just like content and I don't know, maybe people are resting up for a big summer splash.
I truly was like, is it the eclipse? Is it Mercury in retrograde? I think that shit's over like April 25th or something like that. Then we can just we could come out of our caves all of us Kardashians, I'm gonna need you to rise up. I need something from you. Kylie, like, I'd really like to see some looks. Can you go to a fashion week? Can you do I want to see some clothes, you know?
It's so true. I hadn't noticed it. Now I'm realizing it's not me.
No, it's them.
And you know what? And I feel like being the type of person who blames things on Mercury in retrograde. Maybe Mercury's just been in retrograde.
It has. Right? It has, though. Like, for real. I mean, even though it's in retrograde, quite literally all the time. Like, I feel like it's 17 times a year. Mercury in retrograde. It just makes me feel better to blame it on that. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, when you think about it, the way that the planets and then, you know, the tide and all that stuff, the way it works, I mean, right?
Right. It's got to mean something.
It has to mean something. It gives me something to believe in. I just love, I need something to blame.
Okay? How much stock do you put into things like Mercury in retrograde or horoscopes? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like James Kennedy's girlfriend, where are you at? Do you even watch Vanderpump Rules? Do you even, like, am I making references to someone who has, like, no idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who she is. And obviously,
she's like an astronomer. So astrologer.
People keep tagging me in TikToks about that because I'm you know, I like things like that.
Right.
I don't watch it, so I don't know how into it. That's her career. That's what she does.
Yeah, she does like birth charts for people, like reading them.
I love that. I'm really into birth charts. I'm not into horoscopes. I'm into birth charts. Like, to me, there's a difference. Like, horoscope is almost like telling your future. You know, this is going to happen to you soon. But your birth chart is just when you were born, all of the way that everything was aligned, how that influences your personality. I like to believe in that. I don't know if I fully believe in it. I just enjoy dipping into it.
I feel that, taking it with a grain of salt. And I do agree that it's definitely more enticing. I even said to Claudia, like, I kind of want Allie to give me my birth chart, because my issue with horoscopes is the idea that everyone born in the same month has the same personality. I know then there's like your moon and sun rising, but generally speaking, like, all Cancers are this, all Scorpios are that. And it's like, so we were all like on the hospital room floor with the same personality.
Correct. I'm
not buying it.
That's exactly. I completely agree with you, and that's why I think a birth chart is just so much more interesting. What my question is, who decided? Who decided that when, you know, your moon was in Scorpio, that meant that this was gonna affect how you deal with things emotionally? Who decided that?
No, it's such a good call. It's one of the greater grifts of all time.
Grifts.
It's a great grift.
Grift. I don't even know what that means, Jackie.
Like a scheme.
Okay.
A hustle, like a fraudulent scheme.
You're always teaching me new words to add to my vocabulary. We
aim to teach here.
And I just learned grift. Is that where grifter comes from?
Yeah, and it's such a great word.
I didn't put that together.
Recently, Ben Soffer accused me of using the word too much because I was describing everyone and everything as a grifter and a grift. But I'm sorry, like, there's a lot of grifters around who are performing grifts, so it's not my fault.
I just like performing grifts.
Right.
Grifts.
Yeah, and you live in LA, so you must see a lot of grifting.
Lots of them.
Well, I'm so excited that you're here today, because one person who is not a grifter is Stassi Schroeder.
Oh my God. Wow. Actually, though, the intro of my dreams, the one person who is not a grifter.
And that's why they pay me the big bucks. Big podcast seguer over here. She does not grift. In fact, she's a lovely, lovely person and podcaster and friend and author and star and influencer and mama. And we're going to talk about literally every single thing that I just mentioned. But first and foremost, I want to talk about your new book, because it's the name on everybody's lips. You announced yesterday your third book, and us Stassi fans are so excited.
Wait, thank you. Wait, I have it here. It's a dummy copy. So it's not actually my book in it.
Trade secrets.
You know, it's just so annoying, because like I want to be so excited about this, but when I open it, it's not mine, and so it's kind of sad. But
so you can't read us an excerpt?
No, you know what? I was told that I should, and I'm like, that's just not my vibe.
Oh my God, a reading!
I'm not joking, Jackie. Like, I'm not joking. Like my
who
team
told
was
you
like,
that? I love
my
that.
team was like, you should read an excerpt. And I'm like, no, quite
That's so
no,
Carrie
no.
Bradshaw.
I can't. Like I that's so I would turn to stone.
Is it that you can't do it like here one-on-one with me?
Here one-on-one with you. Like
okay.
I do my audiobooks. Like so like I'll do the audiobook.
True.
I just can't with you right now. Just take it seriously and not giggle. Like
that's so fair. But like when you do your like book tour, you'll do readings or still no?
No one's actually ever even asked me to. Like it's more meet and greets, or like I'll do a Q&A and I'll talk about the book, but an excerpt, like who actually even wants to hear that?
No, like now I really want to hear it. No, now I'm dying to know.
No.
Okay, well, your new book is called You Can't Have It All, and it is your third book. Can you tell us about the book? What's in it? I'm obsessed with the concept of it and like your general thesis.
Okay, I really appreciate that, because this was the most challenging one to write, which I don't think people would expect, because I've been through more challenging times before in my life. But this, I don't want to say it's the anti-girl boss book, because I'm still ambitious. I still have dreams. I still have things I want to accomplish. I'm not saying, let's just put all of that, throw that in the trash, just whatever, fuck it. I'm not saying that. But there is an element of anti-girl boss to it, because I realized, I was like, after having kids especially, I'm like, I've tied my whole self-worth up in like how much I accomplish, how much I'm excelling in every category of my life. And it got to a point where I realized, oh my God, like when you have kids, that is actually impossible. And then you're just left feeling like shit about yourself on the reg over and over. And so I wrote about a chapter about not having it all, like us women not being able to have it all, in my last book. And it stuck with me. It sat with me. And the more I lived life over the last few years, I'm like, this is it. This is the theme of my life right now. Learning to just find joy in what I have, like the things that I've already been given, the things that I've already achieved. Like sometimes being in the middle is the sweet spot. Like you don't always have to be number one. You don't always have to be the best. Sometimes you're the happiest when you're mid.
Right. Also, the people who are like the most powerful, the wealthiest, the most famous, like those aren't the happiest people. Like having a little bit of everything, I think, is a better recipe for happiness. And I agree with your thesis, because it's like, as modern women, we can do whatever right now, and we can work, and we can raise children, whatever you choose to do. But it's like, you still have only so many hours in the day.
Yes.
There still are not more than 24 hours. So I think like it's like double the amount of work if you do like the traditional things that we still want to do. We still want to raise children and be moms and wives, but like we're also running our own businesses. So it's like finding a way to have all of that, but not having 100% of each of it.
Yeah.
Except,
100. Yes, because you can't possibly like work at 100% in each category of your life at the same time. You can have it all, just like not at the same time. But I do want to be very clear that this isn't like a self-help book. This isn't me I'm not some self-help guru. Like this is the only way I've known how to write or share a message, is to just tell my stories. And I've noticed throughout my life, like my stories have like a theme, and I write about everything that's been going on over the last couple of years, and I go back to parts of my life over the last 10 or 15 years. But the theme of all of those stories is that you can't have it all. Like, that's what it is. So I just don't want anyone to think that they're picking up the book in the self-help section. That's not it. It's deeply personal, and it's really hard. It's really hard to write.
One woman's experience.
Yes, it's my experience. But again, and I also think the very act of writing a book is like kind of girl bossy. So it was a mind fuck.
Of course,
at the same
we're
time.
sitting here on a woman-owned business, speaking to like a female entrepreneur, being like, "Ugh, girl bosses." Like see, look in the mirror.
No, I know. So like I struggled with this so much. There were so many times that I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was about to give birth, and then I like picked it up again right after I gave birth. I'm like, this is the most girl bossy fucking shit ever. What I'm writing is contradicting the very thing that I'm doing right now. I think that's what made it so hard. I feel like I wrote this book for me. because I'm trying to teach myself this.
Yeah, how to like sort out your feelings on this. And I feel the exact same way as you, like as a mom, as a business owner, like someone who's very hardworking, but also like being a mom is the most important thing in my life. I say no to a lot of things. I'm probably like, missing out on a lot. And I feel like sometimes I feel like I am, I'm not the most relevant all the time.
Yes, same.
Yeah. And that's not having it all. And that works for me. And that's how I want it.
But life also comes in waves, and there are different seasons for things, and you kind of just like have to remind yourself that everything is temporary all the time. So like you're never, even the people who seem like they have it all, something in their life is suffering a little bit at the cost of that. So very true. Well, I am so excited to read this book in particular, but all of your books are jolly good fun. Thanks.
Just speak to universal themes. So you said that this one was the hardest for you
by far
to write.
Because of what I said specifically, that it was like a contradiction.
Yeah. But like you're getting to the root of it.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate you going to clear that up for all of us. And I was actually podcasting with Lauren Elizabeth for yesterday's episode, and so many of our conversations were the same, where it's like, we call ourselves like homesteading trad wives, but we're not trad wives because we're working.
You're working. No, you're doing the most.
We're stay-at-home working moms.
Yes. Which is very hard, because I always say that stay-at-home moms, like they have the hardest job, career, and life out of anyone. Any day of work I have ever had, there is nothing harder than just a day that I have been at home alone with my 2 children all day long. That's the hardest day. So then at least like stay-at-home moms that also work from home, we get a half breaksies, but not, because your brain is still thinking about it. You can still hear them. You can still hear something. Yeah. But you're a little dialed out.
And you have your thing going, and you're having adult conversations, and you're feeling like your own person.
Correct. Yes. Like right now, this is a treat. Right now, like I'm enjoying this. Like Bo is with Messer, and so this is a treat. Like it's like we're at happy hour or something.
No, I always say that. I say like weirdly, recording the toast is the calmest hour of my day.
Yeah.
And I get to have adult conversations. I get to laugh. I get to like flex my humor, my funny bone. And now doing guest co-host, I finally get to catch up with my friends.
Yes.
Like,
so it is happy hour.
It is happy hour. I have a soda today.
I have a water, whatever.
Oh, you're a real mama with your thermos.
Simple modern. Everyone with that other one. I don't understand.
I have both.
The Stanley Cup. No, the Stanley Cup is fugly, and when it like falls over, water leaks out. Nothing ever leaks out of this.
That's a good point. Are your kids obsessed with your cup?
No, actually.
Oh, whenever I used to have mine around, like Harry always got into it because it's like a big cup with a straw. It looks like something for him, honestly.
I guess you're right, but no. But Hartford always has her water. Wait, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Don't you notice that every kid, like, they have to have their thermos water with them at all times. Like whenever we go anywhere, it's like, does Hartford have her water? Athletes. Yes. That wasn't the case when we were growing up. I don't ever remember carrying a water with me, or my parents carrying a water with me. Like, when did this happen?
I don't know. And I had to learn it sort of the hard way. I didn't know that all kids were doing that. And I feel like for so long I would send Harry like with his bottle, like his Dr. Brown's bottle, and they'd put like water in it or like juice or something. And or sometimes they have like the silicone handle that you can slide up. But he was like, and he really slowly graduated from like, first it was his Dr. Brown's like milk bottle carrying water. And then I switched the cap to be more of like a sports cap, but still like the boys walking around with a bottle. Yeah. And then I saw some of his friends have like these thermoses, these insulated thermoses that are bespoke. They've got their names on them. Like Harry knows which water bottle belongs to who. And I'm like, oh, I absolutely have to step my game up. And I went on I ordered a bunch of different water bottles, and I found some of them are better than others. I don't like those like thermos ones. A lot of them leak. The ones I got most recently that I'm loving are the Bent Go water bottles.
I don't think I've heard of those.
You know the bento lunch boxes? Like it's like bento boxes.
But are they decorated?
Yes, if it's some.
Okay, because like if it's not decorated with the princesses or the Elsa or something.
I don't know if it has a Disney collab. We're kind of just like, we go for the blue one and like rocket chips.
No, yeah, it wouldn't work.
They didn't get the Disney Club. I'm so sorry.
But like I think about this often. It's like Hartford goes to school with their thermos and every kid has their thermos, and like that was not the case. We just were parched as kids.
Yeah. No,
you went to a water fountain.
It's so true, and it's so crazy to think about. And I'm glad to know that I wasn't the only one to like slowly come to that conclusion. But it's like your kids better be strapped like with their camel pack. When we go somewhere, like I don't bring a water for me. Like it's just for him. If I'm thirsty, like I'll have to ask him for a sip.
No, for sure. There's so many things that I've learned that I'm like, when did all of the parents my age collectively get together and learn this information? Like for Valentine's Day this past year, you know, I sent her to school. I went on Amazon and bought, you know, like Princess Valentines, and we did like stamps together, like, and signed her name. Mm-hmm. She got back from school. Every single Valentine was homemade. I'm like, who got together? How do all the parents know to do this? I didn't know that we make homemade Valentines now. What's wrong with Amazoning some princess ones? I felt like the shittiest mom ever.
What does a homemade Valentine like what's the difference between, what are we making?
Okay, well, you get construction paper, maybe like glitter, markers, like thing, glue, whatever. Like it's homemade as if the kid's 8 years old. Like they were homemade, like they did crafts at home.
But like, okay, maybe I'm just like being dumb. Like maybe we didn't do Valentines at my school. Like, what is a Valentine?
Are you joking?
No. Like I don't know if I know this deep down somewhere, but is it just like a craft?
Well, no. Well, back in the day when we were in school, they were like, are you for real right now? You could get like, them at CVS, Rite Aid, you know, Dwayne Reed.
Like a box of chocolates?
But it's not chocolates, like they're little cards, and you say to so-and-so from so-and-so. And they had like a theme to them, whatever kind of cards you brought, and then you brought them to school and you handed them out to your class. Like you didn't just pick one person, like it was like you bring them for the class.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't think we did that.
For real?
Yeah, maybe because I went to Jewish school and like Saint Valentine is technically not
a
holiday that we would celebrate, so I've missed out on this.
Well, you're FOMO. In for a real treat.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, very exciting.
Them.
So you got yours on Amazon, but everybody homemade them?
Everyone. And I was like, who? Even my sister-in-law mailed me one that she had made. Her daughter's a year younger. I'm like, who taught you this? No. How'd you know?
And like, where did the time come from?
Yes, I know.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There's so many things like that.
Yes, there are. That's what I mean. But that also goes along with my book, because I have chapters about this where I'm just like, holy shit, I'm failing as a mom. I thought I was doing well. And there are all these things that I don't know.
And what's so funny is you're actually so crafty. I feel like you're always doing crafts.
I do love a craft. I do. For myself, I guess.
No, I feel like I've seen, like from what I've seen, like you go above and beyond. You're always doing like fun, like holiday stuff.
Yeah, but that's like for
Halloween.
For me. There's a difference between like then doing a craft with a toddler. You know, when like Hartford really doesn't care. She's only 3. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know, about like gluing some glitter on something right now. Like she kind of doesn't understand. She'll be excited to do it one time, and then I end up having to do the remaining 10. So like I guess crafts just aren't fun with my kids yet. Crafts are fun for me.
Okay, but it's waiting for you then. At least
is.
You're a mama who crafts. You probably have a hot glue gun.
Yes, I do actually. Yes.
You're halfway there.
I have 2.
One for you, one for Hartford.
Different sizes.
Well, not to only talk about Hartford, but I do kind of want to talk about the name on everybody's lips, and that's Messer.
Okay.
Because he is just too much. I saw a picture of him today, like looking like a big man.
No, truly. And when I say he is the way that you were talking about Charlie, he is the kindest soul. Where the fuck did he come from? It's like Hartford. She came out judging. She like her whole face was just judgy always. This little boy is so sweet and so kind. I feel like he's gonna change the world. Like it's like giving Mother Teresa vibes.
Yeah. Well, he is so darn cute. How is your postpartum journey going? I feel like it's so low key that you're 7.5 months postpartum.
Yeah. Yes.
Who's counting? I like have tabs on everyone who's like giving birth around me. You know. Yeah. So I was just talking to Lauren Elizabeth. I know she's a few weeks, like her daughter's a few weeks younger than Charlie, and so is Messer.
I think that in the beginning it was harder. Like in the beginning it was harder than anything I had experienced. But now that I've like gotten out of it, like out of like the first 3 to 4 months, now I feel like, oh, the first time Hartford was hard. Like that whole experience and the moodiness, the like baby blues that came with that was so much harder. I've felt pretty good. Like I've but that's like now. I feel like you forget what you go through. Like truly. You forget what
it's
like
survival mode.
Like if someone were to hear me, like if Bo were to hear me right now talking about this, being like, no, he'd be like, no, you haven't gone through an easy time. Like you've literally not. What are you talking about? I'm like, I think I'm having a stroke. I'm suffering from something I forgot because I feel good today.
Yeah, no, I think that is what we all do. I think like the body does that intentionally, you know, so you want to have another, and so that you just like keep it moving. But did you find the transition from 1 to 2 was harder than 0 to 1?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I think because we were in COVID for Hartford. So, like, we were at home no matter what. So, all I could do was be a mom anyway. Be a mom at home. I didn't have any other responsibilities. I didn't have anything else to do but just be a mother to this baby. With Messer and Hartford, I'm still doing all of the things. And the world is opened up, so there's more responsibilities. And I also have a toddler. And even though I have help and Hartford goes to school, it still, to me, is so much harder because I feel like me and Bo, it's now one is on one. And we don't get, by the time we put them both down to bed, we're too tired to like hang out anymore. And it's really sad because like that used to be our time to have quality time and do things together, watch a movie. And now I'm like, I just need to go and like watch a show by myself and zone out.
Yeah, no, I feel like, do you go to sleep early like you should or you stay up?
It depends on the day. It's like that's the struggle. That's the struggle. That's every mother everywhere knows. It's like after you put your kids down, do you want to sleep more or do you want to enjoy your alone time more? What's more important tonight? And it shifts every day.
I just want to say, so I stay up way too late and every morning I kick myself. I'm like, go to bed earlier, you dumb bitch. And last night I was so tired. I was like a walking zombie by the time the kids went down. So I'm like, I'm going to sleep. It was like 8:30, 8:45 and I went to bed.
You went to bed at 8:45?
Yeah, I was so tired. I like Olivia was FaceTiming me and I was like, gotta go. And I just like seriously like a zombie. It's just been like a really crazy busy week and I was so tired. And I slept like half asleep for 2 hours. And then I woke up at 10:30 and I was pretty much up till 2:30. So I will never be going to sleep early again. And I'll keep it at 11 o'clock and just get a straight shot.
I don't think I've ever gone to sleep at 8:30. That's champion behavior right there.
It was a mistake.
Okay.
I was regretful. So if anybody's feeling bad about staying up late, like don't feel bad. At least you're using your time and doing something. I wish I watched a show or something.
Well, you get alone time.
Yeah.
Alone time is the best. Do you feel like it was harder or easier going to 2?
0 to 1 was way harder for me than 1 to 2. Like I felt so much more excited. Not in that I wasn't excited, but I felt new excitement. It's like you don't want to say it. I felt new excitement because I was prepared and I like knew what to expect. And I felt like an old pro and I was like, I could like show off my new skills and especially as it like pertained to breastfeeding or just all of these things that the first time it was just like trial by fire. And then I was able to enjoy some of the things more because I felt more prepared. And it's funny how when you have your second, it's like a positive and a negative, but because you have one already, like it forces you can't just like go into the bubble and stay in the bubble because like you got to go.
You got to go to kids' birthday parties.
You got to go to the park. You got to go. Like you have to like get up and get at them. And for me, that was helpful because I felt like I was starting to get back to just life way faster than like I think with Harry for the first 3 months. It felt like I couldn't go anywhere. Like I was like everything felt so overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I also think that like I don't know, people might not like this. I don't like the newborn phase. That's not my favorite. And so I think that's what also made it hard to have Messer because I knew I wasn't going to like that part. So it's like I got to get over this hump of just the newborn phase where like he does not look at me or know me, but I am just his at every moment of the day.
Yeah.
And so it's like once I get past the newborn phase, then I'm like, I'm excited about life.
Yeah, I feel that. I really do. When did you do the majority of writing for your book?
it was half while I was pregnant and half afterwards.
Like newborn phase?
Yes. But
that's hard too.
But I wrote the proposal like two years ago, or a year, like just under 2 years ago. And that's like a bulk of the whole thing. That's like half the battle almost is like, okay, like shaping it. So it's been a while.
Yeah. But that does make, like, when you don't get a full maternity leave or even half, like, and I think you were podcasting. I think we podcasted together like in October, which is insane.
Yeah. No, I didn't really take off. But I also think that so I complained that I went back to work too soon. But at the same time, part of me thinks that if I hadn't, I would have complained about just being a mom. Yeah. And just having that time. I don't think I'm content either way, which is why I wrote this book for myself.
Yeah, no, and for a lot of us, and I know it's been heavy on the mama talk this week on the toast, but you know what? I'm really enjoyed it. I feel like I've needed it. So nice to just share notes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know what? Like, listen, for all the toasters out there who aren't mamas, don't want to be mamas, maybe it'll help them understand their mama best friend.
Yeah.
You know?
So true. Today's episode is brought to you by Mary and George. Mary and George is our new favorite show on Starz. It could not be a better sponsor for today's episode. Stassi and I both love historical shows. We love history, and this is just another show that we can add to our lineup. Mary and George is a Starz original inspired by the story of Mary Villiers, who molded her beautiful and charismatic son, George, to seduce King James I and become his all-powerful lover. Through outrageous scheming, the pair rose from humble beginnings to become the richest, most titled and influential players the English court had ever seen. Julianne Moore and Nicholas Galtzine are starring in the show. Critics are calling obsessed, calling it sexy, witty, and darkly rewarding. Watch Mary and George only on Starz and the Starz app. Turdy and I are truly obsessed with period pieces, and Stassi and I, and Mary and George is no exception. Mary, played by Julianne Moore, pretty much has nothing to her name, but is desperate to elevate her social standing. Relatable. Watch now on Starz and the Starz app. Today's episode is also brought to you by Framebridge. So Framebridge is one of those companies that it's like, what were people doing before this company existed? Like, framing things is kind of a torturous experience, but not anymore with Framebridge. You can easily order online at framebridge.com or visit a Framebridge retail store. You can upload a digital photo for them to print or mail your item using their free, secure, prepaid shipping, or visit one of their 20-plus retail stores. So I uploaded a recent family photo. We took family pictures over vacation, and I got it framed via Framebridge in like a very big gold frame. It's so beautiful. It looks like a piece of art in my house, and it could not have been easier when it showed up at my house. Zach was so excited because we don't have a lot of framed photos of us in the house, and it was just like such a nice treat for him. And I didn't want to tell him it was one of the easiest things I've ever done, but it's easy and affordable, and there's fair and transparent upfront pricing. They have so many frames to choose from. It is just like a kid in a candy shop. So see why Framebridge has been trusted to frame over 2 million pieces. Visit framebridge.com or a local Framebridge store to get started and custom frame just about anything. That's framebridge.com. We love Framebridge. Get framing. Our next sponsor for today's episode is Jenni Kayne. You guys, we love Jenni Kayne. We love their clothing, their homewares. It is just cozy, good stuff. It's giving coastal grandmother. It's giving luxury and quality. I have a couple of Jenni Kayne sweaters that you can tell are just made with such good materials because they have lasted season after season, and we just absolutely love Jenni Kayne here. We finally found our kind of uniform style vibe that we are obsessed with. Jenni Kayne is a California brand through and through, and their staples make getting dressed easier than it's ever been. Think minimalist and effortless, but totally refined, from luxurious cashmere sweaters and iconic accessories to elevated versions of all of your everyday basics, not to mention the most incredible home essentials too. So I have things for my home, things for my body, just everything that I love is from Jenni Kayne, things for my feet. Find your new uniform at jennikayne.com. Our listeners get 15% off when you use code TOAST at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at Jenni Kayne, JenniKayne.com, promo code TOAST. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. There's nothing better than having like a capsule wardrobe of things for this season that you know are going to be so stylish, you're going to feel cozy in, and that you can wear season after season. So get shopping with Jenny Kane. Thank you, sponsors. Well, one of my favorite things about you, switching gears into our favorite subject, which is history.
I thought you were going to, like, Titanic. Like, which one are you going to throw at me right now?
Oh, yeah. No, the broader umbrella, our Roman empires.
Yeah.
We are just like history-obsessed girlies. I saw that you just finished Poldark.
No, I have 3 episodes left. 3 episodes
Which was
left.
my first pregnancy show. Like, in my first pregnancy, a show that I watched. And would you recommend it to the historical fiction fans in general?
Oh, 100%. Let me just say that I started watching it. I love your face. I started watching it my first pregnancy too. Okay. And I quit when something happens. You know.
I know, you told me.
And
You're
I'm like,
by something.
This does not make sense. Like, his character, this is not, no, was there a new writer that came in here and just decided to shake things up? Like, I can't get down with this. It doesn't make sense with who he is as a person. And so I quit it. And over the last couple of months, I've been getting my face microneedled and lasered. And so there's like a couple days of downtime where like people can't see my face. Like, I can't go out in public. So I can't leave the house. So I need something to do because I can't work or do anything. So
what does microneedling do?
Well, it's supposed to make me look like I'm like Hartford's 8-year-old sister.
You seriously do. When you were talking about Hartford earlier, I like thought about it for a second. I'm like, you guys are twins. And now you're talking about that you did something to your face. And I'm like looking at you do look like Hartford's 8-year-old sister.
Thank you so much.
You guys better watch on YouTube because we're sitting down with Hartford's big sis.
But there's downtime with this microneedling. Like, it turns you into a beast. Like, you look disgusting for a few days. So I couldn't.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
For sure. And so I'm like, I've ran out of period piece shows. I've seen them all. I love when someone's like, no, but have you seen this? Or let me give you a list. I'm like, don't bother giving me a list, you guys. I've seen the most obscure, random ones, like from 2011. Like, everyone, I've seen it. And so the last one left was to go back to Poldark. And I went back to it. And honestly, Jackie, no, I love it. And I would recommend it for sure.
It really got on my nerves towards the end. Like, or not even towards the end, the whole time. It was angering me.
There are parts, but I'm too invested. I'm too invested in these characters now in this life that it's going to be one of those situations where I'm going to fall into a little bit of a slump. Like, you know, a little bluesy slump, like a mini depression for a couple days because I'm like RIP to my Poldark fam.
It's so hard to finish a show that you love. I feel like one show that I didn't finish that I watched, like your Poldark, but I haven't had my renaissance with it yet, is Outlander.
Oh my God.
I know you're going to like seriously like murder me through the phone.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It's the best.
It's historical fiction girly 101. I stopped in the middle of the second season, or maybe at the end of the second season. I was like, I just am not enjoying this experience. It's like, I found it to be very anxiety inducing.
Okay, you're not actually a fan. So like you can't actually say if you stopped second season, you are not a fan. And that's fine. We don't want you. We don't want you unless you're going to commit. You have to commit out. It's like I'm like a Swiftie when it comes to Outlander.
Yeah.
You're in or you're out.
Is that your number one?
Outlander? Don't make me choose. You know?
Okay.
Downton
Game of
Abbey's
Thrones
there.
is your number one.
What's my number one?
Game of Thrones.
Oh. Yes, but at the same time, I don't know that I'd rewatch it.
Oh, I would, but like in a couple years still.
I don't know.
I think the rewatch is even better because you will understand things that, remember in the first season, none of us knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's all foreshadowing.
Okay. It just seems like I gave a lot of my, no, I disagree. I gave a lot of my heart. I gave all of me to Game of Thrones, and they did me so dirty at the end that I can't, I was like, they Scandavald'd me. Like they cheated on me with my best friend after 9 years of being together, whatever. And I can't forgive, and I don't want to forgive.
When I watched the finale, I never thought about how it might affect you. And I mean, that's seriously, like, that must have been hard. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, a lot of you is like wrapped up in this person.
Thank you for finally seeing me right now. No one said that to me. ever.
Did you see that there was supposed to be a Jon Snow spinoff show?
Jackie, okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm obsessed with this story. Okay, because I remember when it leaked, when it came out, that like a year ago or whatever, and I thought it was so kind of cringe that I'm like, because the way that every article worded it was like, he pitched it, he's producing it, he's creating it. And it's like, dude, like the dude holding on to like being like in the like his high school football team kind of thing, like he can't do anything else, sort of that energy, you know? Yeah. And then it like leaked, and then Emilia Clarke had confirmed and said something like, this is John's thing, John's doing it, but no, I'm not. Like it was kind of shady, but I don't know if she meant it to be shady. And then I was like, this actually is not good for this show, because it's giving cringe and no one wants to make a cringe show. And now that it came out that it's not happening, and I read Jon Snow's, what's his name? Kit Harington's, his quotes on it. He's basically saying it didn't happen because it got leaked and it was cringe. That's what I was reading between the lines.
Like, damn, that made me sad. I didn't have like an element of sadness to the story before. Just like, oh shucks, you know, Hollywood, they sometimes don't get things made. But now I'm feeling, when I climb into bed, I start feeling sad.
No, I'm gonna go to bed thinking about it tonight. I had buried it, but you just unlocked it.
I'm so sorry. There are a couple like spin-off shows in the works. Of course, we got House of the Dragon, which is amazing.
Of course, incredible.
But there are some other ones that have been teased.
There's an Outlander one that's coming.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Not that you would care, but there's an Outlander one. There's a new Downton Abbey.
Oh, yeah. I feel like every 6 months we're like in the Fast Five. It feels like deja vu, like Groundhog's Day of like a new Game of Thrones spinoff. It's either like, you know, cast emerge or it's been canceled. I think Charlize Theron was supposed to be in one.
What?
I might have made that up.
I didn't know.
I might have made it up. Like I might be getting the details wrong.
Okay.
But
are there any other ones? Because I'm running out of period pieces.
You are.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of good stuff waiting for me. I haven't gotten to like get into a show in so long, and I'm very excited. But you watched The Crown?
No. It doesn't go far back enough.
What?
Yeah. No, I know. Okay, all right. So like I get this reaction from everyone that I tell.
No, when it sounds familiar. I know you like really ancient history, and you find yourself, you know, you're a French Revolution sort of girl.
For sure. Love a French Revolution moment, love like a Tudor moment, love a Renaissance moment. I could go back to ancient Rome, that's fine. Like even, but like I fuck with like the turn of the century, like, you know, the Gilded Age. I could even venture into the 1920s. But after that, I kind of lose interest, and that's where The Crown is. And I know that I love royalty things. I think I tried the first episode and it was a little bore. And I think I'll give it a shot. I don't know.
But aren't they all a little all historical shows, like the first episode is boring? Because I feel like that's their way of like weeding out the chafe.
Oh, interesting.
Well, not like really, but it's like, oh, serious folks only.
Yeah,
unless it's or you get Bridgerton, which is like for everyone,
and which I loved equally as much. I love Bridgerton. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, you know what? I don't know. It's gonna have to be one of those things where like I have literally nothing else to watch, and I will start The Crown. Okay,
fair. Well, speaking of The Crown, actually, and Yar Girl, one of the stories this week was probably weirdly the biggest news of the week was Meghan Markle releasing her jams.
Wait, why wasn't I? Hold on. Why wasn't I sent one? I am the biggest Meghan Markle.
It's so true.
Stan, and she doesn't fuck with me. She doesn't send me her jam, and I'm just like, enough is enough. You know, I'm out here waving the Meghan Markle flag every day.
It's true. You're doing like the boots on the ground work
for her,
changing hearts and minds. Does this make you feel differently?
Just a little left out. You know,
I feel like she mostly sent it to her friends, like not even famous friends, and like didn't send it to like influencers. And
yeah, but you know, I lent her my daughter. Have you heard this?
No.
This is the best rumor that's ever been spread about me. Okay. It's like deep web. You know deep web? I don't know. Like you have to like go deep to find it.
Okay.
There is a rumor. There's a group of people out there who think that I lent Hartford to them when the first photo of Lilibet came out. because I was actually in Europe for my wedding. And so they're like, she could have just flown over to England where this photo was taken, and they look identical. And Stassi's actually friends with Meghan Markle. I think because I talk about how I'm a fan of her so much that people just assume that I was friends or something. And there's a rumor out there that Lilibet doesn't exist. And it's actually just photos of Hartford and Meghan Markle. And I'm here for it.
Honestly, I believe it. I feel like that's true.
And this right now, me talking about it, is just the greatest cover up.
Yeah. Have you addressed these rumors before?
Yeah, I brought them up.
Okay, I think it's true, but you're just like, you don't want to protest too much, so you're just like mentioning it, glazing over it. And at least she could do is send you her jams. But what do you think about her brand in general?
Okay.
Now that I feel like I'm talking to someone who is going to have an interesting take on this.
I don't know that it'll be that interesting because, okay, I think that what she's doing is very basic and easy, but I'm queen of fucking basic shit. So like I love something that's basic and easy, but I just like, I love the branding. I love that it's her calligraphy. I love that, all of the shots we get are so influencery and so just like over the top produced and short. And like, I like it. I don't think it's going to stick. I don't think it's revolutionary. I don't think like she's doing anything new. I don't think that like I just feel like they are capable of so much more. Why are you doing this? I want her to have her own brand. I want her to be an influencer. I want her to be out there. I want her to do something different though that hasn't been done before.
Wow. Kind of a hot take, and kind of like maybe, those we love are the most honest with us, but like kind of even tougher than me.
How do you feel about it?
I've been saying like, yeah, this seems like a no-brainer and probably what they should have done from the beginning.
I don't know. I really believed in like them changing the world. I like really actually thought that was going to be the move. And I thought that was her destiny. I actually still think that it could be. And I think that like for him too, like he's out there like fighting all of these fights, whether it's like for the most part about the media. And I think that's like an important message, the way that the media does lie and do fucked up shit. Like that's something that needs to be out there. More people should know about it. I just feel like they're capable of changing the world, and like jam is like not.
It's not your jam.
It's not my jam.
That's really sweet and really beautiful. And now I'm with you. They could have changed the world.
I know, but like at the same time, it's like you want them to, like, yeah, like she's so beautiful and stylish, and her lifestyle looks amazing. And like, of course, I want more of her. So I'm happy to have this influencer version of her because I want as much of them as I possibly can get. I just think she's capable of more. The name also, I just like don't fully get it, and it coming out right around the time that we're like hearing about Kate Middleton's cancer battle, like it's just the timing. Like why'd we need to do this now? Couldn't we wait a little while? Like it just, I don't know.
No, you're making fire points, but if she has a cooking show, which is part of the package and part of the brand, like that doesn't excite you?
100%. And I don't cook. It does excite me. I just think
she was made for more.
Everything she's been telling us is that she is made for more. Not made for like that's literally been what she's about. Like whenever like her and Harry talk about, on their documentary or whenever they speak out, that like they bonded over the fact that the humanitarianism, like and all of that. And so like why are we doing jam then?
Where's the humanity in jam?
Yes. And I know that they are doing things. Like, of course, like we see that, like they have their foundation and they do things. But they should have stayed in the royal family and just like really like they could have done shit. They could have.
That's how I felt after watching their documentary. Whereas like the place that they would have had the most impact like would have been to stay there and make a difference.
Do you think they would go back?
Yeah, but I don't think they'd be allowed back.
I don't know. I just feel like anything is possible. Dream big.
Dream big. And also like the working royal family members, like the numbers are down right now. Like people are taking time off and they do need like more names and faces. But like, I'm sorry, he dragged them to filth. Like, you can't forget all of these things in the book.
But also rightfully so, because he's just saying what they've done to him and her. Like, it's both. They're both guilty. I just feel like they're both guilty. Both parties. It's the most nuanced situation. I hate when people just like wholly just like dislike Meghan and Harry, because like I see the arguments of how they can be unlikable. I see that. Like, they're not, I don't look at them like and think that like blindly that everything they do is great. I don't think that. I think that they've experienced some really fucked up shit. And fucked up shit has been done to them, and they had no other out but to go this route, do this documentary to make money, do a book to make money, now find a way to survive, use whatever influence they do have, like still keep their titles, because like duh, like we need to like make a living, and our living is expensive. They're just trying. They're out there just trying. You know?
They are. Okay. No, I love your take on them, honestly. It's very refreshing.
Poor Meghan. Poor Harry.
You know what? Maybe she's been trying, and now she's like, I just want to be an influencer. Like, fuck it. What if I just made a jam, put on an apron?
I'd love for her to just like partner with a fashion brand, like a fashion house. Like, that would be so fun. What if she was like the new face of Chanel? How great would that be?
Oh, that would be awesome. I also think she could be an actress again.
You think?
Yeah, she's a good actress. And I think now she would get insane parts.
I don't know.
And she could like write her own ticket.
Is she that great of an actress? Because like I've seen her Hallmark movie. I bought it.
I bought it too. The 4th of July one, Sparks Fly.
Oh my God! No, I didn't even know that one existed.
Which one did you see?
It's like the one with like the two guys, and she has to like choose which guy it is. She's like looking over her shoulder. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's horrible.
Oh, well, is that Hallmark or is that her? The thing is, did you watch Suits?
No, I didn't.
That's surprising too.
It's just like not my lawyery stuff.
Meghan Markle stuff. I've watched a whole series because I liked one person.
What series?
I would have to think, but I feel like I do it all the time. Like, I search for someone that I like and then I watch their show.
A series or a movie?
Well, like, definitely a movie.
Definitely a movie. I'll watch a movie for someone. You know, like if I see, weirdly enough, Keira Knightley, I'll watch anything she's in.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me, because she's like a great British actress and you like great British things.
I guess. Okay. I guess that's just like, that makes sense. But like anything, I could just stare at her face, anything she does. I just like, I love everything about the way she talks. I love her. But like the whole series, I'm not sure.
Well, people who watch Suits, like they fall in love with her. Like she is like dazzling.
Oh my God, do I need to watch Suits?
I think you need to watch Suits for her even, but I think also you would get into the show. Okay, maybe you don't love lawyers, but I think the show is compelling. It was like the #1 stream Netflix rewatch of all time. If they did if they brought back Suits, like she should do that.
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by Astapro. Shout out to Astapro for sponsoring this episode and providing us with free samples of their allergy medication. So I have seasonal allergies, and I'll just, get a random allergy to something, sensitive girly tings. And I recently tried Astapro, and it was so amazing and effective. Astapro is a first of its kind nasal allergy spray. It is the fastest 24-hour over-the-counter allergy spray. It starts working in 30 minutes while other allergy sprays take hours. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. It delivers full prescription strength indoor and outdoor allergy relief from nasal congestion, runny nose, itchy nose, and sneezing. So the Astapro spray is fast-acting. It's a nasal allergy symptom relief. Astapro. Go to astaproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astapro and go today. ASTEPRO allergy.com. Astapro uses directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies. Astapro and go. Astapro and go, go, go. Thanks, Astapro. Today's episode's also brought to you by the farmer's dog. Bruce should be here working, but he's too busy enjoying his farmer's dog. Honestly, he's like, Mom, I got new food. I don't need to talk to you. I'm like, Bruno, that's not how it works. You have to thank your mommy and come to your ad. But he said, no, Mommy, I don't want to do my ad. So this new year, the easiest healthy habit to start is one for your dog. The farmer's dog makes feeding real healthy dog food easy and convenient, and your dog will absolutely love it. It's smart, healthy pet food you can feel good about feeding your pup. That's why it's time to quit the kibble, kick the cans, and start fresh. The farmer's dog makes and delivers healthy dog food right to your door. It's developed by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from real meat and veggies to the safety standards of human food. When you take a step back and think about what kibble is made of and why it's made that way, it's like, why are we feeding our dogs this? Why not better for them? Our pups deserve the world and they deserve good, healthy food. And you know how happy it makes them to get food that looks like real food, like a real movie. And that's Farmer's Dog. So you will see shinier coat, better breath, just all of the gorgeous things for your puppy. And you know that it's really doing the best for them from the inside out. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/toast. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/toast to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/toast. Mom tested, Streisand approved.
Well, why do you think, do you go on like Daily Mail ever?
Yeah, I do, because I look for stories.
Why do you think they make it a point to just like write so poorly about her, even when it's not news or some? The way they write about her is like every American hates her. Everything she's doing is failing. Like she's showing up for something lame. Like the way the wording around everything is always so overwhelmingly negative.
Well, I also feel like that's Daily Mail. They're not like the nicest, except for like three random people that are like on their list, like Sure. That girl, like, who's the girl that was always on their Snapchat stories? Demi Rose?
No, wait, literally, I know exactly who you were going to say. Who is she? Who is she?
And Ariel Winter.
They're
obsessed with her.
Blanca, somebody named Blanca Banco or something.
That is so, yeah, it's like they have their chosen few, but everyone else, like, they're kind of negative. I think that's just their style of writing. But I go across the web when I look for stories, and I feel like everywhere, it's actually the opposite with her, where it's like, they're always like a People magazine, but People magazine is just kind of nice to everyone. Yeah. And they just, are always so celebratory of everything that they're doing.
Okay, well, that makes me happy to hear. Because I just like, I'll click on this Daily Mail because it's just like out of habit. And I'll see all these negative, these articles. I'm like, this is strange. Do Americans really hate that? Like, this makes no sense to me.
Well, I feel like the American press likes her and the American media likes her, and they likes them, and it speaks well of them. But Daily Mail is still UK, and like literally Harry is in legal battle with the Daily Mail. Like they are.
Excellent point. Everyone needs to be reminded of this. Everyone who goes to Daily Mail needs to be reminded of this, that Harry is, in a legal battle with them. So of course they're going to write poorly.
And I think that British media in general, like, speaks like poorly of them. One, because the British media is like more aligned with the royal family, and two, because I think the British public does not like them.
Yeah, good point.
But here, like, the public like them more than the British public, and the media certainly do.
Okay.
Here I see them as like media darlings, except I don't understand why they're not invited to the Met Gala and things of that nature.
I don't understand either. I don't understand why they're going with, like, why they do go to any of the places that they actually do go to.
Yeah, and why they do. No, it's so true.
It doesn't make sense. Like, who's their PR person? I'll be their PR person.
No, but it's giving like not playing well with others.
It's giving not being on the same page. No one's being on the same page. No one knows the end goal. It's giving 50-yard dash instead of like marathon. It's like no one's thinking of like the end goal,
the big
picture of what we're trying to do here.
That's a good point. That I feel like is a kinder way of putting it, because I feel like it's like they don't get invited to stuff that they should get invited to. Why? Who doesn't like them?
But I wonder if they could get invited to the Met Gala. If they choose not to go, because then they know that everyone, all the trolls, all the haters, they'll be so loud. They're like, I thought you were supposed to be doing humanitarian work. I thought you didn't want to be bothered. I thought you don't want attention.
The Met Gala is a charity event. technically.
Okay. I mean, it won't.
For the Costume Institute.
I just like don't feel that that argument wouldn't work. It wouldn't. I feel like that's a choice that they're not going. That's their choice.
Okay, well, I like that take because otherwise it makes no sense.
No, we got nowhere with this conversation. That is the beauty of Meghan Markle and Harry. Like we never get anywhere whenever we talk about them. Like no one ever does. Like we can never. No one ever lands on like. Okay, that makes sense. It's a mystery.
On the one hand, they're such a mystery, but on the other hand, they're like such open books. They don't shut the fuck up. Like he's written a book. They did their documentary. She's about to do a cooking show. Like you have to talk about your life. He's doing
podcast.
His whole
podcast. Hold on, Jackie. The fact that like the podcast. Wait, hold on. You did it. It wasn't great. Like, why are you doing this again? Wait, what do you mean? Who decided this? What do you mean?
Like, the podcast. Yeah, no, because now it's with Lemonada.
Yes, Lemonada. I've never heard of Lemonada. Now I know. Okay. But what? Like podcasting? Like Meghan, like we're beneath you. Why are it's like when J-Lo does things like, if you want to see my engagement photos or my wedding photos, go to my website and sign up for, my
on the J-Lo.
Yes, on the J-Lo. I'm like, this is beneath you. This is shit that we would do.
It's even like, it's go to my Patreon.
Yes, that's what it's giving. And that's what like Meghan Markle is giving. Like it makes, why are you doing a podcast? You don't need to be doing this.
Yeah. No, and now she's doing it again. And I feel like I need to make a list of things of like that we've been waiting for, because I would have forgotten about the Lemonada of it all. I thought podcasting was in the past. I've been talking about ARO like this is the future, but I forgot that Lemonada is involved.
Are we going ARO? Yeah, that's right. Because okay.
Because ARO. American Riviera Orchard. I already have I fumble every word. That's just setting me up for failure.
I don't know. I just feel like American Riviera Orchard is like so try hard. It's giving me trying really hard to come up with something chic.
Right, but it's also giving extremely off-brand because, as we said, like they are a global couple. Why would you put American in the name? Mm-hmm. It could Royal Riviera Orchard.
Just fixed it. What about Riviera Orchard?
Well, where they live is called the American Riviera in California. The Montecito is called the American Riviera.
I had no idea. Now this makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Well,
I like it a lot more.
Okay, I agreed, but now I feel like you live in California and you didn't know that. Like, really?
But it's the location. No, the brand name makes sense. It's the location. They can't help it. It is what it is. American Riviera Orchard.
ARO.
I'm going to spend 3 months. 3 months of my life is going to be shaved off when I die. For the amount of time, all the times that I had to say American Riviera Orchard.
Literally. But honestly, this is like one of these like I'm really into this journey. I'm looking forward to the content. I hope that we would start stronger than Jam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But maybe we're starting small and building. That's always a good strategy.
For sure. Absolutely. I hope I eat my words. And I'm like the biggest fan. I hope that I'm like, I was wrong. This was brilliant.
She was meant to do this. This Gem is changing the world.
Yeah.
For the good.
This cooking show's changing the world. This podcast is changing the world. I hope so.
I love that. Ending on that optimism. Before I let you go, also something that I need to talk to you about and get your firsthand take on is you were at the Bluey premiere on the blue carpet.
Wait, can I tell you how great that show was? That episode.
Everyone's talking about it.
No, I cried at the end.
That's what they're saying. The parents were crying.
Looked over. I went with my sister came with us. I looked over and we were both like, what the fuck is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? It was amazing.
Were the children crying?
No. Mm-mm. Not at all.
They just were like, another great day of Bluey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Hartford she's 3, so she's not going to get it. I didn't turn around to look at all the older kids, the other kids in the theater, but it was a magical episode.
Wow. That's very exciting. Is that like one of the greatest perks of like doing what you do and being a mom is like being able to do and take your daughter to that sort of stuff?
One of the greatest perks and also one of the worst, because I looked at that party, like the after party of that screening, and it was like a Hollywood party, like rager that I used to go to when I was like single in my 20s until like 2 a.m. Like the way the food, the bar, just everything, like everything felt very adult, and there was just so much that I'm like, I am like ruining my child right now. Like she's gonna think that this is what normal parties are like, and it's
normal, like going to see the movies.
Correct. And like that's not it. So it's the best and the worst.
Yeah, I feel that. Also, one more thing I wanted to ask you about is the new show The Valley that you actually like told us years ago on the Toast was like something that was brewing, and then I guess they picked it back up. Have you been watching?
I have.
You have?
I don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but I've watched The Valley. You know what
That's
it feels
surprising.
Like? No, because it feels like, do you ever go on Facebook and look up people that you went to school with? And, like, you want to just see what's going on? That's like what The Valley is to me.
Oh my God, no, I totally feel that. But does any part of you like wish that you were doing it, or?
No, Jackie.
It's like when you look at those people and like you're glad you left your hometown.
Could not have worded it better. Like it's like a comforting feeling. Like I watch it for comfort at this point, so I can sleep well at night.
So I started the first episode, and something about it like was not bothering me, but like something didn't make me want to continue watching. But the more I think about the show, the more I'm like, this sounds like exactly what I would want to watch. It's like new parents, and they're like all the just mama tings. I saw recently Naya's twin girls play the babies on Young Sheldon.
Oh,
I saw like her reel came up on my Instagram, like taking the girls to play baby Cece at Young Sheldon. And I guess they're like child actresses, and they play baby Cece on Young Sheldon, which is a show that we love. And it's just like The Valley's kind of layered.
I will say this last episode that I saw, Nia was like super open about her postpartum depression and her baby blues, and it was so like I got emotional, and I'm like, wow, like I feel this, and this is brave. But for the most part, that's like not why like I watch it.
Yeah. Understood. I think I'm gonna pick it back up because I feel like those parts will buoy me through like the rest of the absolute chaos.
The chaos will carry you though. No, like the chaos will carry you there. Like it's like it gives me the same feeling as like when I used to watch 90 Day Fiance, where I'm like, is this real? Is this real? Like for real.
Okay. Oh my God. Now, honestly, this is the best advertisement for the show.
No, for sure. Like, go watch it, you guys. Like, it's wow.
It's wow. Would you ever continue watching Vanderpump Rules?
No, I think I took. No, I like don't. No.
Yeah.
And I'm friends. I'm too close to some of them that like it just wouldn't. Because like I get tagged in things all the time. People like, I need Stassi to come back and like tell off Lala, or like tell off Sheena, or tell off Katie and Ariana, or tell off somebody. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like when I see Lala and we hang out, we don't talk about what's happening on Vanderpump Rules. It's like, so like it's I don't know what's going on the show. I think it would like disappoint a lot of people. Like, you guys don't want me back on. You don't want to see that. Like, I don't have anything to say. Zero opinions.
Yeah, I feel that. Do you also feel like you're friends with most of the girls who are still on the show, and then like there's infighting among them,
but that's
because they're on the show?
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about when I like get tagged in people like saying things like that. It's like constant, like after every episode, and I'm like, I don't know about those fighting. I have no idea who's fighting with who. I watch The Valley, you guys.
I'm mature. I watch The Valley. Do you find that you fight with your friends less, like not being on a reality show?
Oh yeah, if I fight with a friend, then they're not my friend anymore.
Right.
That's where I'm at, and like that's also why I don't want to do this. Like I'm not. I don't want that in my life. Like so, like if we're fighting, we just like don't hang out anymore.
Right. That's like what happens with normal people. But when this person's like your coworker, you have to see them all the time. Like you kind of have to forgive them and move on, or else what are we doing here?
Otherwise you can't make a show. So like I get it. Like I've been explained the situation as much as possible. I'm like, I see all sides.
She sees all sides. She's seen all sides, and now she's watching The Valley. Yeah. Okay, well, I have to go to turn on the Valley to TiVo it. Stassi, thank you so much for joining the toast. This has just been a pleasure. Where can everyone pre-order your book? It is available now for pre-order.
It's called You Can't Have It All. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, I think anywhere that you can buy a book. Comes out September 10th.
Beautiful. And we will leave the link in the description of this episode so you can pre-order your copy and you don't miss out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stassi. We love ya. Thanks for being here.
Have me back whenever, because I love you guys. I feel like if your show ever went away, what the fuck would I do when I'm doing my makeup every morning?
Is that when you listen to us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Like that's the move. And it's like I need that every day.
And you're on West Coast time, so we come out in the morning for you.
Yeah, so I normally, I'm like a few days back always.
Oh, okay. So our timing means nothing to you.
No, it doesn't.
No, I like that. It takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend. Next week is Passover, but Chag Sameach to all those celebrating, and we will see you next week. Love ya. Bye.